another episode of Animal Kingdom with Dr. Nicole, and today we are featuring guinea pigs. This is little Jen. Isn't she so cute? She's my friend Alyssa's guinea pig. They adopted her. She is beautiful. Now, one of the things you guys might not know about guinea pigs is that they are actually rodents, like rats and mice and hamsters and gerbils. So they're part of the rodent family. The other thing that's really interesting is they're not related to pigs at all, even though they're called guinea pigs. They're also not from Guinea. They're from South America. So they come from the Andes Mountain region in South America. And you know what else comes from there? Is the biggest rodent in the world, which is called a capybara. Now, capybaras look like guinea pigs, and little Jen here is a fully grown guinea pig. This is the size they're supposed to be. Capybaras, which are other rodents, so they're related to her, look like giant guinea pigs. They are over 100 pounds, which probably is more than a lot of you weigh. So that's huge. You should look them up and see what they look like, and you'll see what I mean. They kind of look like giant guinea pigs, only they're all brown and they don't have these pretty colors. So our domesticated guinea pigs have a lot of different colors. They can come in different fur lengths, different colors, different little breeds. They're so sweet. They were actually domesticated over 7,000 years ago. 7,000, can you believe that? That's so many years ago. People started domesticating them in South America for food. So they were actually a food source for people. Just like today we have cows and chickens that people use to farm for food. They do that in South America for guinea pigs, and some people still eat them to this day. Obviously here in North America, we have them more just in the pet trade. So they're usually just nice, fun family pets, which is great. And they can be really good for kids. They can be great pets. Now, I will say every once in a while, sometimes they can try to bite. Not like rats. You know, rats are my perfect species that never try to bite. I love them. But most of the time they don't. They tend to be great pets, great for kids, really sweet, really friendly, fun personalities. And a lot of times they do like having a buddy, so sometimes you can get two together. Just make sure they get along. Normally you keep them in like a cage enclosure. Make sure you don't have a wire cage, like a metal wire cage, because that can hurt their feet. So very similar to rabbits. They're actually very, very similar to rabbits in all of their husbandry. So a lot of the things we talked about in our first rabbit video is true for guinea pigs. So you keep them in a cage, make sure it's plastic bottom. You can use like fleece bedding or towels, even like Carefresh paper bedding for them that you change out. And the really important thing about them is they have teeth that constantly keep growing, just like bunnies. So they really need Timothy hay to chew on all the time to help keep their teeth even so they're not overgrowing. They also need like Timothy pellets. They need fresh vegetables such as romaine lettuce and parsley and cilantro. Ideally, we don't recommend feeding them like seeds. Fruits can be too high in sugar. Nuts, things like that can be a little bit too high in fat and too high in sugar. But one of the really important things about guinea pigs, and something that makes them a little bit different than rabbits, is that they don't make their own vitamin C, which we don't either actually. And that can result in a disease called scurvy and make them really sick. And it can make us really sick too if we don't get vitamin C. So one of the ways to make sure they're getting enough vitamin C in captivity is to buy them a special little chewing like biscuit. It's kind of like a cookie, but a safe cookie for guinea pigs from Oxbow, and it's a vitamin C biscuit that they can eat that gives them extra vitamin C. So that's really important. We want to make sure that they're healthy. It's one of the biggest things that can go wrong with them. And the other thing, just like with the rabbits, they constantly eat and they're constantly pooping. So if they, sorry, I thought she was gonna jump out of my lap for a second. So if they go more than 12 hours without eating or pooping, that can be an emergency and you definitely need to take them to a vet. Now, because they're hindgut fermenters and that's how they eat, they're eating the Timothy hay, they will get extra nutrients from their poop, just like bunnies. So remember how we said sometimes bunnies have a special night feces called cecotrophs that they eat directly from their butts? Guinea pigs do that too. So they'll eat those special poops, and those special poops have extra vitamin B and fiber and special healthy bacteria that they need to re-eat and recolonize their gut with. So it helps keep their gut healthy and moving. And so it is kind of a guinea pig rabbit thing. Like we talked about, hamsters do it sometimes too. So a lot of species should not be eating their own poop, but it is okay for them to do it. And like I said, it's only certain special poops called cecotrophs that they do that. The rest of the poop is normal poop and should be in the cage, and they shouldn't be eating that. So you will see normal poops in their cage. So I think that's one of the coolest things about them, that they're so much like bunnies, but they're in a totally different family group than bunnies. So they're not actually related to bunnies either. Now, I will recommend not keeping them in the same room as bunnies, because bunnies can have certain respiratory diseases like bordetella that can pass on to guinea pigs. And so we don't want them to make each other sick accidentally. So it's good just to keep guinea pigs with guinea pigs and keep bunnies in a separate room away from them, just to be on the safe side. Now, the other really cool thing about them is when they have babies, their babies come out with their eyes open and their ears open, and they're ready to eat and run around almost straight away. So they're kind of precocious, like a precocious child who, is a piano player at the age of 3. That's what they're like, but as babies, they just come out ready to go in the world. So very different from other rodents. So like, rats and mice will come out like looking like little pinkies, so they don't have any fur and their eyes are closed, and they look, it takes them time to kind of be able to function on their own. But guinea pigs come out and they look like little miniature versions of their mom, and they're just ready to go in the world, kind of like baby giraffes. You've probably seen on TV when baby giraffes are born, they come out and their eyes are open and then they just run off. And that's how little baby guinea pigs are too. They're so cute and sweet. And the other thing about them is they're similar to rats in that they have contributed so much to science and research and medicine, because they share a lot of the same disease processes we do. So like I said, they don't make vitamin C like we don't. So they're involved in studies on scurvy, studies on tuberculosis, all sorts of different studies that they really have helped people and helped research. So we should be very grateful to them and their species, just like we are to rats, and how much they contribute to health and well-being, because they're so sweet and wonderful. But they do make great pets. And if you want to know more about them, you can always, like I said, do your research before you buy them. Make sure you can ask your parents and make sure a guinea pig's right for your family, because it might not be, but certainly, check with your parents first. And then B, like I always say, do your research and just make sure you're getting the right food. So like I said, Timothy hay, Timothy pellets, Oxbows, vitamin C biscuits, proper vegetables, and then make sure you find a good vet that knows how to take care of guinea pigs and get involved with them. And just make sure you have everything ready for your guinea pig. Now they do need exercise as well, so when you do that, make sure there's no like cords out, like TV cords or phone cords that they can chew on, that you let them out to play for at least an hour a day in a really safe environment so they don't hurt themselves. They're so sweet. I might just show you to her one more time. Isn't her face just the cutest thing you've ever seen? There's also a great movie that came out in 2009 called G-Force about guinea pigs. And you guys can watch that and learn all about them then too. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. They have a lot of personality. So those are the main things I wanted to talk about, you guys, about guinea pigs today with you guys. So that is it. Until next time, thanks so much, everyone. Have a good day.